Good morning, good morning, good morning again. It's your girl Cadillac Kat from the Cadillac Kat Morning Show. And today is my podcast premiere, January 20th, 2025. I want to say thank you all for tuning in. I'm across all social media platforms, except for TikTok. We all know about TikTok. Today, I have another guest. Dr. David Staton is the professor at South Carolina State University. He is the CEO of HBCU Times. The magazine is a place for the HBCU alum and undergraduates to work together to enhance the HBCU experience. He is also a very great individual. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring to the stage Dr. David Staton.
Thank you.
How are you
Thank you.
doing?
I'm doing
How
great.
you
How are
doing
you doing
today?
this morning? I'm great. How about
I am
yourself?
good.
Thank
Yeah,
you
I'm good.
again for
Look,
having me on your platform. I want to congratulate you for your new podcast. I know it's going to be absolutely amazing.
thank you. I
Yes.
love the applause button. And because I'm doing this all myself, it just gives a minute. But I give everybody a round of applause for coming on my show. So here's your applause.
Thank
All
you.
right. So Dr. Stanton, is it snowing where
Yes.
you are yet? Is it brick cold like everywhere else right now in the country?
Yeah, it's pretty cold here in Orangeburg, South Carolina.
Go Bulldogs, South Carolina State
Yes,
University.
yes,
Yeah, it's very
definitely.
cold. Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're expecting snow here.
We are too.
Oh, okay, okay. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about the HBCU Times, and I'm going to bring it up on my screen. Let's talk about that. What prompted you to create this magazine?
Well, a couple things. One, just the need that I saw a need, for the HBCU Times magazine. Um, when you think about HBCUs and all the great work that's being done at historically Black colleges, that story rarely gets told by your mainstream media outlets. And, basically all I would see in the media would be negative stories about HBCUs, which HBCUs about to lose accreditation, which HBCU president got fired, et cetera. And I said there has to be, something positive for HBCUs, and just kind of surveying the landscape and seeing what was out there. I developed the HBCU Times Facebook group, which quickly, accumulated over 40,000 members. And, from there, I launched a platform, both print and digital platform, to launch the HBCU Times magazine. And, 8 years later, we're still standing. So,
Wow, that is great. So I see you incorporate the current students that are in undergrad as well
yeah,
as graduate students who've already passed. I've already not passed, but already graduated. So that mesh is good because I'm an alumni of South Carolina State
yeah, yeah,
University, and your magazine is very very nice. And it's very informative, and it's something that was needed. So you did kudos to you for bringing that up
yeah. Thank
for
you.
preparing it. So with the possible elimination of the Department of Education, tell us what you think about that whole discussion that we're now in
Yeah.
2025 having.
I hear it, but I don't believe that they're going to eliminate the Department of Education. The 47th president, I believe he likes to say things for shock value and to get people all riled up and upset, to really kind of take the focus off of what he's really doing behind the scenes. So I look at that as a distraction, like a smoke bomb. I don't think they're going to eliminate the Department of Education. So I don't, get too excited or too upset or too angry when I hear things like that, because I don't believe that's gonna happen. There are way more, predominantly white institutions that benefit from the Department of Education than the HBCU. So it's only about 105 HBCUs, and you got thousands of white institutions. So
Well, and that is saying a lot right there. So, but there is also talk of the DEI
yeah,
because I think it started with one demographic complaining about the DEI and their lack of
yeah,
being able to get into a college or university.
Yeah.
Thus, this whole movement started, and
Yeah.
it made its way all the way to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And so you know, when I was on campus, I went to homecoming, which has been long, hadn't been in the years, and I
Mhm.
see the diversity on the campus, even at a
Yeah.
HBCU now. So you have all
Mhm.
races mushing, all
Yeah.
races coming to HBCU campuses now. What are your thoughts
Yeah.
on that whole DEI thing?
Yeah, that gives me a little more concern, because when you look at the whole DEI, I think that's a continuation of the attack on affirmative action, and I just think the whole conversation and the
Mhm.
attack related to D, and I think is based in delusion as well. You got the majority. Anytime a black person is successful, they're thinking it has to do with affirmative action or diversity, equity, and inclusion. When we all know that's usually not the case. And basically, for us to get anything, we have to be twice as smart, twice as good, run twice as fast. So it's usually the opposite. But they are very serious about, attacking and dismantling DEI, to the best of their ability. And I look at a lot of the major corporations that have already kind of jumped on board and eliminated, DEI components, from their businesses. So, I think that's something we
Yeah,
have to kind of take a look at as far as, from the university's perspective, HBCU's perspective. We've never received the funding that we've deserved, so we've always operated on a bare minimum. But we can't afford to lose any ground, so it's definitely something that we need to fight and to make sure that it's not totally eliminated. But they've already started doing some things. I mean, just working at SC State University, I saw a report recently, and when we requested new money, we have to check a box saying that none of our programs, none of the money that we've received as an institution went towards any diversity, equity, and inclusion, types of activities. So, that is
yeah,
going to have to really, 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 really fight. And I think the
yeah,
way you do it, you fight it on election day. I mean, you fight, you use your vote, you strategize, you come together as a group. We determine who goes into office to serve, and we have to do that from grassroots to state level, and even on the national stage. We just have to do a better job of getting candidates that support an HBCU agenda or a black agenda elected. So
right. And you know, we've come a long way from it being illegal for us to learn how to read and
yeah,
write to
yeah,
being college educated with PhDs and
yeah,
masters and doctors
mhm,
and lawyers and engineers and scientists and all
yeah,
that stuff. So, you know,
yeah,
education is so critical. And
yeah,
for anyone to try to dismantle
mhm,
education, it
mhm,
says a lot of what their agenda is, because you should always
yeah,
want people to be better, bigger, bit better, and to be
mhm.
their best, to live their best life with their families and to be able to take care of their own.
Great point. And it's like, you know, for a nation that prides itself on free speech, the fact that they would even go as far as to taking books out of the schools that force them to kind of look at some of their, grievances and things that they've done in the past, and they can't even, do that. I mean, that's problematic. And the fact that we would even let that ride, I mean, we really should have been louder and pushing back on that, because once you start allowing them to take away books in school, you kind of open the floodgates for them to do other things as well. And I just thought that was egregious. So
It was very much egregious. So, but here we are,
here we are.
2025.
Here we
So
are.
but this is MLK Day, and
Yeah.
I'm going to be downtown Atlanta a little bit later, broadcasting live from there. But I want
Yeah.
to close with, first of all, again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to
Pleasure.
talk to me today. And I would like for you, if you want to leave the audience with something inspirational, or something that you want to share with them to just keep them encouraged.
Yeah, one thing I would say is, no matter who's being inaugurated as the president before today, I mean, we've been here before. We've seen this movie, the 45th movie. This is the sequel. We know that we can get through it. It may be tough, but together, we can get through it again. But let's not wait until a year before the next election to come together. Let's start coming together and planning our futures today to protect those advances that we've made. And as VP Harris said, we're not going back, and I have no intention on going back. And I'm sure you don't either. So.
Well, no, we're not going back. Us 92%, and we were kind of like we're trying to recalibrate right now. So because it shocked our system.
Yeah,
so,
everybody was shocked.
It hit us a little hard. So, but we'll be back. We'll be back better and stronger.
Keep,
all right.
Keep your head up. Keep up a good fight. And once again, congratulations on your podcast. And I wish you nothing but success moving forward.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. And it's your girl, Kadillac Kat. Thank you. You take care as well. All right. This your girl, Kadillac Kat from the Kadillac Kat Morning Show. Y'all know I always make it do what it do out here in these ATL streets, and he's in the Orangeburg streets. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure it's ended. All right. Oops. And back to see. Thank you again. That was great.
Take care.
All right. Take care.
All right, you too.
I appreciate you too. All right. Bye-bye.